Hello GDQ, I'm Nacho Brado, and today I will be submitting Pac-Man World Rally all tracks for AGDQ 2018. In this category, we go under Quick Race to save our save time. Start with Cloud Garden, and we go through the entire game. Timing starts when we select your character. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, ooh. Welcome to World Rally, the Pac-Man racing game. Can't get any simpler than that. So the main method of movement in this game is to do short little drifts, because no matter how long you take a drift for, it has the same amount of power. So we do a bunch of series of little mini drifts. Get us through this quicker. Now this game is very much like a Mario Kart game, where it has your items, but also has a few gimmicks of its own, such as pack dots, fruit switches, and guardians. And I'll explain all those throughout the run. So you can see up there on the top right, I have a Pac-Man up there. That is my Pac-Mobile. And what that does, it'll cover me from any kind of attack, basically making me invincible. It will make everybody else a blue ghost to make them go slower, and they can't do anything about it. And it lasts for about 8 seconds. And what's really convenient about it is that if you have a blue bomb over you, which is this game's equivalent of a blue shell, you can use a Pac-Mobile, if you have it, to block you from it. If you don't have a Pac-Mobile, what you could do, if you have a guardian on you, is hope and pray that you get the timing right as you have one active and one comes for you. Because you can't use a guardian on a blue bomb. It's how the game works, and it kind of stinks. But that's what we gotta deal with, unfortunately. There we go, good example. For some reason they disable guardians, it's kind of weird. But this first track's pretty basic, it's just Cloud Garden. Oh no! Okay, so I don't have a guardian against these guys. They screw up your traction and your speed for a bit there. Kind of obnoxious. That's a black bomb that you just saw over me. There's a few items in this game that are unlockables, and the black bomb being one of them. It acts like a green bomb or a green shell, but it bounces off walls consistently. Like it'll bounce off several walls. It'll hit you several times before it goes away, if you let it. Very devastating. This next track is Molten Mountain. It has the second biggest skip in this game, which is right at the beginning. I'll demonstrate it right here. Nice. Alright, so what we do there, we do a little mini drift, get on the top of that lip, top of the little lip there, which allows us to go high enough to go over death planes that are near the track. And then what we do is we navigate ourselves to beside the lava, or beside the track there, near the lava, and it'll think as if we died there before that checkpoint, basically skipping half of the track. Very nice. Shout out to Silex Runs for finding this. Super helpful. So one of the things I didn't talk about is the fruits. You activate a fruit switch that puts fruits on the track after you hit it, and what that allows you to do is take shortcuts designated in the game. Intended shortcuts. Obviously we're not going to use them here. I did use them in the last track with the cherries. Some of them are, or I should say most of them are pretty handy. Some of them I feel like they don't save time at all. They just make it go slower. Not really a shortcut. Would I get a 4 for 4? Yeah, alright. So if you dip too low there, you'll hit the death planes, and it'll put you back on the top ramp there at the beginning, which you don't want to do. Oh, I got lucky, alright. That's what I was talking about with the Guardians. Protecting you against a black bomb, or a blue bomb. Colors. It's pretty RNG. if you happen to block a... Oh, dang it. If you happen to block one with a Guardian. So there I failed my timing for the boost. And you get just jammed. So Rolling Hills, it's... another track. Not really too anything special about it. The Pac dots are pretty strict on it. To get your Pac-Mobile. You have, in order to get it by second lap, you have to get every single Pac dot in a line for the first 2 laps with the shortcut. Otherwise, you don't get one. You have to wait till the third lap, which I've already missed a few. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So this game can sometimes be very unforgiving with its RNG. Not the greatest. Luckily, you can immediately drift from a stop. It's not too devastating. It's not like other kart racers where you have to build up momentum first before you can start power drifting again. Ooh, that deer almost got me. A lot of stuff in this game are on cycles, like those deer. You can predict where they're going to be at as long as you have good lines throughout your race. So now I got my Pac-Mobiles. Now I'm safe from more blue bombs. Which, though, in this game is probably not going to give me anymore. I would typically run into that deer, but those blue bombs caused me to go a little bit slower. No, I wanted that! No! So this track's also very unforgiving with its fruit placement. I think there's 2 places where it has cherries. And by the 4th lap, you're lapped the AI, which can steal your fruit. Not very nice. This game is also very light when it goes to its physics. Sometimes you'll just be bouncing around all over the place and you can't do a thing about it. Not sure why it's like that. Alright, next on to Ghost Mansion. I should explain there, going through each level, you can't mash A as you're going through each level. Otherwise, we'll hit retry. And at that point, you just have to exit and go through menus and get to the track you need to go to. I'm hoping that doesn't happen, but for some reason there is delay in menuing. Let me get that. Yeah. Wow, okay. I've already got blue bombs. Whoa! I normally don't go that high. Alright. Thanks, game. Gotten some pretty bad luck already. For some reason, this track is notorious for not giving you any blue bombs whatsoever. But sometimes it'll be random and just give you a whole bunch. I'm not sure why. This game is still very much unexplained when it comes to its programming. Here we can actually jump off top of the stairs. Got some corners. Here I don't, so I can get an early drift. Now this track is the first track with big differences between console versions. But for some reason, in the PSP version of this game, the shortcut is a lot shorter. Couldn't tell you. It immediately comes back around and spits you out, as opposed to going all the way out like this. It's pretty wonky. I'm not sure why. Again, another one of those unexplained differences. Ah, what? That's okay. This goes to show you never know how many blue bombs you're going to get. That's also a common word, or a common phrase you're going to hear a lot when playing this game is blue bombs. You can never predict them. This track does have you drifting a lot, so you will have your guardians filled pretty fast. You can have a max of 3. And once you start one, or once you use one, it'll start the next. Oh, there, it didn't give me my jump boost. So, much like Mario Kart's tricks, you can press your jump or your drift button at the top of a ramp, and you can see little blue exhaust coming out of your mufflers. That'll give you a little bit of boost when you land. Very nice. Nothing else much with this track, so I'll just go ahead and finish it up. Ah! I'll bump into things. Now this game is on several consoles, I believe. Let's see. It's on PSP. I am playing the PC version, and there is the GameCube version. And really the only difference with them, other than like the PSP having a few track differences, is this loads. And because we timed this mainly by IGT, we don't have to worry about console differences or load times. Pretty convenient. So if you can play any console you want. Alright, we are now into the Grape Cup of tracks, starting off with Canyon Crusade. I'll just be quiet for a second because that's some awesome music. And if you haven't guessed it, it's Pac-Mania. Such a good remix. Oh no, that's a terrible place to have a blue bomb. Thanks, game. And I didn't get my... Wow, RNG is very unforgiving. Jeez Louise. Oh, now I have a blue bomb. Ha! Time to turn now, haven't they? Now, I believe it's the same as Mario Kart, where only one blue bomb can exist at a time. I'm just gonna hold on to this thing and see where it goes from there. Now the last ramp up here is kind of finicky. If you go like directly in the middle, for some reason it just drops you. So generally go on the sides, and I don't use a boost, but instead I expand the button there. There we go. I get like a little hop there at the end. I think it's just a tad faster to do that than actually taking the ramp as intended and using your jump boost there. Alright, now with this shortcut, we have to go into water. Very different. We got this guy. I like to shake the screen. It's obnoxious. Yeah, there's another one of those tracks where you drift a lot, so you'll have no trouble getting all your guardians. Whoa, game! Alright, it started spitting me out to the right there. Not sure why I was doing that. Air physics is really, really weird. Sometimes you'll be able to freely move. Sometimes it'll block you. Sometimes you'll have limited mobility. It's game doesn't decide what it wants to do sometimes. It's very random. No concrete way to keep it consistent. There's a skip in a later level. I will show you that for detail. It utilizes the air mobility, the skip part of the track. There's another one of those, another unexplained thing. It's only in this track. If you're drifting that piece back there, you'll randomly hop and get a boost based on what you're drifting. But it's weird because it resets your drift, but not the colors. So you don't know actually how much of a drift you have left. It's very peculiar. Can't be a racing game without ice physics. What better to go with ice? Penguins! Yeah, you really gotta cut that! Okay, I failed that. That's embarrassing. So yeah, this track you really have to worry about penguin cycles. And I'll explain it once I get to them again. This is also one of those tracks where the shortcut feels slower. You saw up there the hole in the masks, or the mast, that you go up there for the shortcut and it's a lot slower. Or not a lot, but it feels slower. I think it is. Alright, so for good penguin cycles, you want one on this side when you enter it. When it comes up over here. Because there's always one penguin on one side and two penguins on the other. If you enter it with two penguins on your side, you're gonna have a lot of trouble. Because those guys have huge hitboxes. They're not forgiving. Also, you can't cheat and go through the little penguin holes they slide through. I tried. You can't shortcut your way through it. 42, not bad. I'm ready for Blue Bomb's game. Come on. I'm ready for you. That was a good drift. Alright. That's what I want to do the first... or every lap. That turn on the ice. The ice physics are very strong. Whoa! I didn't let go of X or R. What? Okay. Again, just a bunch of mini turbo boosts. You do a little bit faster. On that ramp, you want to go on the very left side. Sometimes ramps drop your jump boost, and sometimes they even just drop your height. They're very finicky in what they want to do. I guess one thing I could explain are the character differences. Every character has their own set of stats. They have handling, they have acceleration, and they have top speed. For the longest time, we used to use Pac-Man, which you can see up there in my splits in the top left. He is the fastest character, but has the worst handling and the worst acceleration. We purely used him because he had max speed. But you see me using Spooky, which is arguably the second fastest character. Why, you might ask? Well, he has a lot better handling and better acceleration. And for some of these tracks, they are very tight on corners. Especially this track, Jungle Safari. As you can see from the layout, it's a bunch of right angle turns. It's when you have a very low turning character, this track is very, very brutal. Shortcut is here, which you can just drift all the way through. Build up your guardian meter. Sometimes it's a good idea just to not even use a full drift, just to drift a little bit. There's another track that's notorious for this. It's at the end. Very exciting. I won't spoil it, but I'll give you an idea of the last split name there. Alright, sweet, got a guardian. Yeah, that turn at the end of the ramp there, sometimes it doesn't want to let you turn, because you're technically still in the air. Just the way the geometry works on that track. That piece of track. If you land on it just right, you'll be fine, but if you don't, you start bouncing all over the place. Oh, that was good timing. I didn't even see that going down. See that guy coming. Nice. Oh, I see you. Oh, yeah, that's something I didn't explain. The items. So about half these items, well, I wouldn't say half of them, I would say maybe 4 of them are unlockable items, which you see here. So, let's see. Depending on how the GDQ PCs are set up, you might not see them. Depending if it's a fresh install, you're not going to see them. But the black bombs, the Galaxians, Pack a lot, there one more? Where's that it? No, that's it. Yeah, those 3 items you won't see. They're very powerful and devastating items. Especially the Galaxian. The Galaxian is arguably the worst in your favor. If an AI has it and you get in front of them, they will shoot all of your items and you if you don't have any more items. Only way to block them is with a Guardian or a Pac-Mobile. This is a fun track. Pirate Cove is the only track where you can have a consistent... Oh, what do you call it? Drift hover. That's what it is. So basically, there's this weird glitch in the game where if you're halfway in water and you do a boost and a drift, you start flying. No joke, you will start flying until your boost runs out, which is amazing. And this track has potential for lap skips, however, a lot of testing has still proven to have none found, which is a bit of a bummer. I've gotten close. When we come around to it, I'll show you the good spot where you can do it at. It's in that little beach on the right there. Right here before the shortcut. And what you can do, you can drift hover and go all the way over to the final ramp before the lap goal is. Oh, I saw that! But now it's gonna predict when it's gonna come. And it showed up a lot earlier than I thought it was going to. Sometimes the blue bombs don't know what they want to do. If they're close to you, sometimes they'll just go right to you. Or they will actually take the entire track and go around to you. You never know. You just gotta pray and hope you use your Guardian at the right time if you see it happening. Also, a neat little tidbit about this track, there is some pieces of invisible track out on the beach down below here. We'll go around this corner and I'll show you what I mean. Right down there on the right side where the rocks are, there's this invisible floating piece of the track that you can just randomly ride on. Doesn't do anything. Not useful there. It's just fun. Pretty much it. Alright, Winding Wetlands. This is the start of the Watermelon Cup. Or the Melon Cup, however you want to say it. This has a small little shortcut, unintended shortcut in it. I'll showcase. Oh, come on, I hit A at the right time. Please, game. Oh, that's another thing. AI cannot go through switches. Only you can go through switches. It's pretty self-explanatory. Oh, already? Damn. Alright. That's quick. Hopefully I don't get trolled here. What am I trying to do, the shortcut? Grab that nut. I like that. Okay. Can I get a Guardian before we go? Okay. So for some reason, that... Wow, I royally screwed that one up. I guess I can explain it a little bit more then. So on that ramp, if you go on the very right side of it, for some reason, it gives you a lot more height than you would intentionally get. And that allows you to go over the barrier that goes over the wall on the left side. Not sure why, but it does. And I'll try to showcase that more. I was too much to the right, so I hit the death plane that was right there. That was my fault. Let's try to go a little bit more in. There we go. So now we just go right in between these two guys. Got it. Nice. Alright. So the plane on that is very, very small. Hello. I saw... Oh, jeez. I saw another one, too. Dang it. So if you go too much to the left in between those two arrow signs, you will hit a death plane and kill out. If you go too much to the right, you'll hit the wall and kind of like... You'll glitch into it a little bit, and then they'll pop you out. So it actually wastes more time. Try to do it again. Oh, okay. That worked. I'll take it. No, you don't. There's another one of those unlockable items. They're pack a lot. They'll chase you. Then smack down and squish you. Also, it was very good timing with the Guardian as well, because a blue bomb came by. Blue bombs will erase your Guardian once they hit you, if you have a Guardian up when they come. So keep that in mind. Oh, no you don't. I see you and your silly Galaxian. Nice. Didn't hit the kill plane at all. Alright. I'll take it. That was a really good Winding Wetlands, actually. Very nice. Alright, Pac-Man's Factory is another tightly bound track. Lots of corners. This is one of very few tracks where it has a lot of Pac-Dot switches. So many, in fact, that the AI can get a Pac-Mobile and screw you over. That'll happen at the end of the third lap if I activate all the switches. Which I kind of want to showcase this so I can show off what happens to you when someone else has used the Pac-Mobile. So this room here is very cruel. You need to use a Guardian to get this switch, otherwise you'll hit those robots. It's very, very silly placement, honestly. Yeah, so many switches, I got a Pac-Mobile in the first lap. That's how crazy that is. It's a nice concept of a track. You weave in and out of the central area. I like it. I guess I should note, a lot of these tracks, if not all of them, they are all references to the previous 3 Pac-Man World games. This one being a reference to Pac-Man, obviously, from the villain of the first game, which you saw back in AGDQ 2017, I think. Also, I was going on about that and I forgot where the shortcut was. My bad. Got sidetracked. I hope I didn't get that date wrong, also, otherwise, sorry, Jester. Pretty sure it was SGDQ last year, though. Or this past year. Ah, there we go! They got me. Also, the music's very quiet for some reason. You couldn't hear it. But yeah, that's what happens to you when someone else uses the Pac-Mobile. And it might even happen again, we'll see. The AI is a cruel and unusual beast. There we go. Actually, remembered this time. Actually, I'm gonna use mine here, just no one else can use theirs. Cool. Funhouse of Terror, otherwise known as Go Left. Oh, wow, I'm terrible at my timing today. Jeez. So this track, you really want to use your Guardians. They are required in order for you to use your shortcuts that we use them at. This piece of track you're only going to see once, and this is now. Otherwise, we're not going to take that path anymore. So we go this way. We have a Guardian. I'm going to brute force our way through to the cherry shortcut. Cherry switches on a completely different piece of the track. That's basically the gimmick of this track, is you have multiple choices of which way you want to go. So there I grabbed the grape. So I'll unlock the shortcut up here. Go through the alpha! Then we go to the helix. Which is arguably a little bit slower, but it's much more consistent. Because in the path with the squares, it's on a cycle, but the track disappears for a short amount of time and reappears. And if you just happen to have bad timing, you'll go right in one of those bits. So going left is arguably a lot safer. Yeah. We'll start running into the AI by the 4th lap. Which can be very trolly. Because items. There's no way to turn off items. In case you were wondering about that. Otherwise, we would do this itemless. That, of course, doesn't make it less entertaining, so... I don't know, pros and cons, I guess. You'll never see your guardians fill up completely, because you have to use 2 every lap. Ooh, good timing. Go game. You were trolling me at the beginning, but now you're being nice. I approve. Ooh. Alright, let's avoid those. Or they can go flying! What? I've never seen ice on that when that activated. That was cool. Alright, don't screw me over, please. The other thing you could use is your Pac-Man if you really wanted to. I normally don't use them because they are really good insurance against blue bombs. It's a risk versus reward kind of deal. All right, and Funhouse. Now for Spooky's Castle, the longest of the tracks. Hey, we got it that time. This one's pretty neat. For one, it has all 4 fruits, or all 3 fruits. I can math. And what's neat is the watermelon. You can actually activate the switch the lap that you get it, and get the fruit in the same lap. It's really nice. You can see it up there. We get that in the 2nd lap. This dragon. I feel like he's random. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Here it comes. No? Sweet. Ooh, I almost had a sub 1 first lap. Sub 1 there's pretty good. So for this little corridor, you want to stay very close to the right side. That way they don't get their axes don't hit you. Same with here with the arrows. So now we can start using these shortcuts. And now we can get the watermelon. And let's see if I can get it. It's kind of tight. Yeah, nope. I didn't go left enough. Okay, so that would activate the watermelon portal earlier to go this way. Oh, I didn't get it. But there's watermelon sitting out, and the rest of the track, so we'll be fine. There we go. Be on the right. It's not a very high chance at all. It's very, very rare that'll happen. But on that... Oh, jeez. Okay. That was... random. On the ramp right there where his tail is up at the very tip of his tail, there's a very, very small chance that the tail's hitbox can actually hit you and knock you out from in the air. It's very, very rare. It's like, you'll probably never see it. Unless you just happen to be unlucky. Oof, that was close. When you touch a side, it bounces you out very abruptly. So especially in that corridor with the axes, it can be unforgiving sometimes if you're not careful. just gonna go ahead and use this. Nom. Very nice. Alright, Galactic Outpost. Arguably the biggest skip in the game is right here. And let's go this way. So what we're doing here, we're using checkpoints. We go right here. We kind of dip into this little section right there. Go past the lap, fall into the goop. Spawn back here. Do it again. We just now skipped the lap. Oh no! I messed it up! Shoot. Okay. Alright, that's no big deal. We just have to repeat the process. It's not that hard. You just have to dip low enough for it. There we go. Yeah, so when you spawn up at the side there, that means you're not going to get the lap skip. You have to spawn all the way back here in the center. So that wastes a little bit of time, but we got it. 52 seconds, when normally this track takes about 240. It's really nice. Yeah, alright, King's Course. This is basically your advanced version of Baby Park. Oh, come on. I am getting that timing, sir. Lots of tight turns, with the addition of giant balls. Courtesy of Katamari. It's a very nice reference, but man, this track's annoying. Lots of concentration. That's for sure. What? Okay, I'll take it. Yeah, I couldn't tell you about their hitboxes. They're all over the place. Did I see another blue bomb? Yes, I did. Nice. Oh, see, now it hits me. Yeah, very random hitboxes. I don't have a melon. That makes me sad. Another one up here. Somewhere. Okay, I'm just gonna use this for the rest. Oh, give me all 4 of them? Ah, almost. Alright, now for the last maze. Or track. This isn't a traditional Pac-Man game, come on. However, it is a maze. You see the giant ghosts? That's basically the whole theme is, this is a gigantic maze. Traditional Pac-Man maze. You can see Ms. Pac-Man in the background, Pac-Man there, playing some co-op Pac-Man. It's pretty great. Another one of those courses where turns are very tight, especially at the end of the lap. And you really want to utilize your drift. Sometimes not even using it fully. Oh, no you don't. I had a Guardian that time. Let's grab the grape. Alright. We're set for those skips. One of those skips. The short... Why'd you turn me around backwards? Hello. That's... Never seen that before either. Alright. Learning new stuff about this game even today. It's pretty great. So you want to grab that grape. Very important if you want to get that shortcut on the 3rd lap. It's very unforgiving with replacements in here too. I was hoping to save my Pac-Mobile for later, but okay. It is nice though, because the Pac-Mobile's turning is much higher than Spooky's. Oh, sorry, I totally went the wrong way, but that's okay. Not really much else to explain about the run. It's pretty much over. For this final bit here. Timing ends when we hit the goal for the last race. I'm gonna go ahead and use this guy here, just returning. That was a bad idea. And there we go, time. So that was it. That was Pac-Man World Rally L Tracks for PC. I hope you guys consider accepting this game. It's pretty fantastic. Thanks for watching.